Charlie opens the whole episode up talking about the transition from being in the hospital to going home. And I think that's a really interesting subject because it's very confusing when you spend a lot of time in the hospital. Your entire life is getting uprooted for like 2 or 3 weeks, and pretty much your regular life goes on halt, and it's like this whole other world, like the hospital world, where you know different people and you're sometimes a whole different person when you're in the hospital. You're the person that takes care of yourself. You're the person that, or not, no judging. You're sometimes more of your kind of adult self comes out, the person who can deal with doctors and nurses and all of that. It's this big shift, and so adjusting from one place to the other has always been a big deal. Brittany, the peppy nurse, says something to Emma about getting too comfortable in the hospital. She says, "I don't want you to get too comfortable in here." And that's something that I've actually had to remind myself sometimes when I'm in. Like, it's hard not to get comfortable in there. And most people think that that's kind of crazy and bizarre because the hospital seems so foreign to most people and seems like such a terrible and miserable place to be. But one of the things that's always shocked me with humanity and people is our incredible nature to adapt to anything put in front of us. We adapt, we adjust, we make things comfortable, we make things our home. And I think really that's at the root of what this episode was about, is what do we call home and why? For a lot of these kids in the hospital is their home, and I can very, very fiercely relate to that. You start to know the faces of the nurses better than the faces of your friends at school, so I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to say to her. Why is everyone in this hospital wearing like jeans? And what's with Emma's clothing? That's uncomfortable. I mean, like I've said, I don't wear like hospital gowns in the hospital, but I wear sweatpants and like this giant comfy sweater shit. Dun, 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 dun. I don't wear jeans and little hats and all of that. I think that's it's cute. It's a cute character thing, but it's unrealistic. Actually, the person's style I like the most is Dash, the CFer, because it's all just like super comfy and like baggy, and you just wear like sweatshirts and cool sweatpants and skateboard. That's me. Not really, not with the skateboard. Oh, not with the skateboard. You should see me with a skateboard. It's like so tragic. I mean, you should see me just walk. Now let's talk about the main thing that happens. So Emma and Kara and then Nurse Brittany go to homecoming together. Everyone at that dance runs into something or someone that kind of relates to their real world experiences. By real world, I mean outside of the hospital. Their non-sick kid life experience. So for Leo, it's a fellow soccer player who's very strange, but I really enjoyed the little character conversation that went on between Leo and this other guy, because it is really common when you have an illness or when you were normal and then you're not normal, and is the way that people act around you. And I'm a firm believer in the fact that it is not the people you encounter's job to make you feel comfortable about your disability or your illness. It is your own. I think that when you feel comfortable in your own skin and you feel comfortable with your own illness, then other people feel comfortable with it as well. It's common for human beings to not know how to deal with illness because illness relates to death. Or not even just death of a human being, but death of your dreams, or, it's change, it's all of this crazy stuff that people don't like to face. So when we get weird around people who are sick, we're getting weird about our own bullshit. And so I think it's really important to actually take pride in your own illness and who you are with or without it. And then you let those comments be what they are. They're just people trying to figure out how to work their way around it. And you kind of have to be there to just kind of make them feel more comfortable around you. Anyway, I think that is it for this week. And I'm gonna go hide in my cave of comfiness. Goodbye.